So there's a reason that I speak so much about training to failure, RP9, RP10. RP9 being 1 rep shy of failure. Guys want to build a great physique, great upper body. You guys want the testosterone release from the lower body workouts. And also the energy and the feel good and the feeling of growth and progress when you look in the mirror. And also when you see the weights you've lifted go up and up every week. It's a huge life hack if you want all these things to be capable of consistently training to failure or very, very close to it. Here's some more specifics on why. If you're in a calorie surplus, you're one of these guys who wants to very slowly and carefully bulk. If you're sub 15% body fat, if you're over 15%, don't bulk. You're going to make your testosterone worse, essentially. I'm not going to go into all the scientific, boring details. But if you are in a legit case of a guy who could benefit from bulking, lean bulking, it's going to go far better if you train like a savage and you train to failure. That stimulus alone is going to make sure that any surplus you do have is more likely to go towards muscle gain and anabolic factors, as opposed to your body fat stores, estrogen, cortisol response getting worse, blood sugar and insulin getting worse. And more of those calories, you're going to gain more muscle, less fat, which is kind of the whole point. If you're in a calorie deficit, which most men should be in, if you're over 15% body fat, please be in a calorie deficit, especially if you're well over. But if you're in a calorie deficit, again, your journey is going to be far better if you train to failure, because you're going to lose less muscle. You might actually gain some muscle, which really is the magic realm of what we're all after here, really, like more muscle, less fat. And you're going to indirectly lose more body fat as a result as well. So you have a certain calorie deficit, whether it's 300, 600, 800, the power of that deficit, I mean, the deficit is what leads to the weight loss, but the type of weight loss is largely dependent on how good your training is, or how intense it is, how intelligent it is. So let's say 600 deficit. If what most people do is that 600, half of it's coming from muscle stores, half of it's coming from fat, which is horrendous. That's not what you want to do. Some guys who might do a bit more in, half decent training, maybe they eat just about enough protein. Maybe it's like 70% fat loss, 30% muscle loss. But guys who take the training really seriously, 4 days a week, 5 days a week to failure every time, multiple exercises per muscle group, multiple sets per exercise, but not too many, and they sleep well and all the rest of it, it could be 0% muscle loss, 100% fat loss, which is a completely different experience. And then that will set you up for the next lean bulk. And if you do the same thing on your lean bulk, again, you're going to lose. You might not you gain barely any fat in comparison to most people anyway, and the weight gain will be very much mostly muscle gain, and so the cycle continues. But whenever people talk about bulking and cutting, they're always looking at macros, but no one seems to address how intensely you train, and that is insane to me. I've got a gym membership at the gym in Liverpool, and I've been to many gyms around the world. I've been lifting for 15 years, a long time. I've been to many, many gyms. It's the same in hotel gyms in the US. That might not be the best example, granted. Public gyms. In Bulgaria, they tend to train pretty hard, to be fair. Mexico, Cuba, where else have I been? India, oh my god. Spain, I've been to loads of Spanish gyms. Greece, Crete, Prague, Czech. I've been to loads and loads of gyms over the years. It's the same theme every time. The dudes are on the phones half the time. Half of the workout they're there for like 90 minutes or 100 minutes. 45, 50 minutes are spent on their phone. I mean, good luck training hard if that's what you're doing. Your focus just is not in the right place. It's looking at some girl's ass instead of focusing on the muscle, mind muscle contractions. So guys think they train hard, they say they do, they don't. Not when you look at them, not when you watch what they're actually doing. They're just going in there, going through the motions, because they feel like they should go to the gym, but they're not actually like hungry for progress. So yeah, training intensity, whether you are lean bulking or getting shredded, is a foundational factor, not just for what your testosterone is going to look like or what your cortisol response is going to be. If you train more intensely, your cortisol response gets better. Same thing with using cold showers and stuff. But it's also a huge factor in determining your body composition. If you're in a deficit, the weight loss is either going to come from your fat stores or your muscle stores. It's two things. You could argue water retention as well, but that's going to happen regardless. But the long-term stuff, the foundational stuff, it's either muscle mass or it's fat stores. It's not coming from anywhere else. And your training is the number one stimulus for whether or not it's going to come from your muscle stores. Now, there are other things, obviously protein, stress, sleep, protein synthesis, and various other things. But various hormones as well. But training intensity, you cannot talk about bulking or cutting and only talk about macros as if macros is like some life-changing thing. The amount of dudes who gain loads of fat when they bulk and then lose loads of muscle and they just don't look any better a year later, but they're obsessed with macros, like, this should tell you something. Anyway, I've ranted enough for now. If you want to learn how to train specifically for testosterone, like each workout is focused on testosterone, check out the testosterone training tips here. I talk mostly about leg training, but you'll probably learn something. Check it out. I'll see you there.